Merry Christmas, everyone. I have a question for you. How do you hold your cigar? Does it matter? Is it important? I don't know. Let's talk about it and see if we even break any new ground here. You're tuned in to Smokin' Revelry. Hello, my fellow revelers. Happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, whatever holiday you celebrate during this season. I hope you are having an absolutely fantastic time, that you're not too stressed out. I know I'm a little stressed out. There is a lot of shit going on, but it's good stuff, honestly. It's building up to the good stuff. By the time you're watching this, it's going to be about, 3 days before Christmas. So I'm wearing my ugly Christmas sweater. I've had this thing for a long time. It's the only one in my possession. I kind of need to update my collection of ugly Christmas sweaters. I need to actually have more than one, I think, for it to be qualified as a collection. But anyways, I digress. I hope you guys are actually doing very well and are excited about the holidays. I think I'll be more excited once, once it gets closer to the day and I'm not having to scramble or do a bunch of stuff and all that kind. I just want to get to the part where I can relax and enjoy, be around family, open some gifts, of course, because that's always fun, but also enjoy, drinking some good whiskey, some good wine, enjoy some good food, good company, having fun. I mean, that's really what I want most from the holidays. I know sometimes it could be a very difficult time of year for a lot of us. I really hope you all are getting the best of it and making the most of it. And that you're not feeling the holiday blues so much. Long way around the barn of just saying welcome. Glad you're here. Thanks for tuning in wherever you are watching from. I appreciate you guys checking out the channel and watching this video. I would appreciate it if you would subscribe. If you haven't already, be sure to like this video, drop a comment, and kind of add to the conversation. I love interacting with you guys, so if you would please do that, I would be very, very grateful. So, holding your cigar. How do you hold it? What does it mean when you hold it a certain way? Apparently how you hold a cigar says something about your personality. And I actually, I remember seeing it a while back. It's been posted, I don't know how many times on social media. I decided to Google it. And there is actually a chart, or more of a visual aid, not a chart, that shows different ways of holding your cigar and what it says about your personality. I'm not sure how much I buy into this, just because, anybody can make shit up in terms of how would you get the data? That's what I want to know. How much would you have to observe cigar smokers to really get an idea of who they are based on how they hold their cigar? I don't fucking know, but we're going to try and break it down just a little bit. We're not going to do too much of a deep dive just because it's a lot to unpack based on the visual aid, which I'm going to go ahead and put up on screen right now so you can take a look at it. You want to pause the video, take a little bit of a gander. This is basically the image that I found on Google. So I'm going to, based on that image, kind of hold the cigar in the way that is suggested. Which with each progressive image, there are 12 of them. So I'm going to try not to make this too long of a video, but, we'll see if this has any bearing or if this makes any sense. Maybe you'll see how a cigar is held, and based on how, you hold your cigar in relation to the image, maybe you'll be like, oh, well, that actually makes a lot of sense. Or maybe you'll just be like, this is a bunch of bullshit. I guess we're going to find out. So the first way that apparently the first image shows how you hold your cigar apparently is like this. Holding your cigar in this way, this is actually hurting my hand. I mean, I don't know anyone, I've never seen anyone, unless they were kind of just casually propping their elbow up and then they hold their cigar like this. I don't see it much. Then again, I don't know if I've been paying enough attention to actually have seen this, but it's not a common hold from what I've observed. And apparently if you hold your cigar that way, you're what does it say? A fine orator, meaning you're well spoken, and you're a good psychologist. So apparently you can read people pretty well if you hold your cigar like this. Okay, sure, maybe, I don't know. Does this hold water for any of you? Do you like know someone who holds their cigar like this, and they can like get into your head? And they speak very well. They're fine orator. I don't know. These are funny to me. And then there's like this. Like I can't. Apparently this hold means that you are sensible, fair-minded. That kind of reminds me of like the vague ass horoscopes you will read based on your sign. Like, you know. I remember watching the movie Waterboy years ago, and Fairuza Balk, who played, Bobby Boucher's girlfriend, eventual wife in the movie, talking about like some lady giving predictions based on your horoscope, or just giving a horoscope predicting what you're going to do that day. It's like, you'll be faced with a difficult decision today. And she's like, I mean, that's like saying you're going to eat today. Adam Sandler, Bobby Boucher, says, well, maybe by giving vague generalizations, people won't see that she's a phony. That's kind of how I feel about the assessment of this hold. Just because, like, I mean, I hold my cigar like this. I mean, it's not necessarily pointed down. In the image, it's pointed down. I don't know if that means anything. Probably not. But, I mean, I this is how I tend to hold my cigar. Occasionally, I'll hold it like this in between my fingers. It just depends on how I'm moving my hands, because I move my hands a lot. You might notice. I move them around all over the place. So, anyway, we're going to look at the next one. Okay, so this next hold, I'm trying to do it, apparently, like, it's not that different from the other hold, except you're using your thumb, forefinger, and middle finger to hold it, and these fingers are kind of tucked in. And apparently, according to this hold, you are temperamental, irritable, but you are a man or woman of your word. I mean, 3-finger hold tells you all that. I mean, how much did you watch the person holding their cigar like this? And were they holding it like this the whole time? Was it a mistake to make a video about this? Okay, I know this is bullshit. I know this one is absolute bullshit. Just because, one, I don't know anyone that holds their cigar like this, first of all. But then again, I'm not paying close enough attention to really notice. But apparently, if you hold your cigar like this, kind of pinched in between your thumb and forefinger, with your other 3 fingers tucked in like so, or something. Anyway, like it looks like this, I guess. Apparently, you are cheerful, sociable, self-willed. I guess that means you have a lot of drive. I don't know. I mean, you're determined. They use funny words with this. It's weird. I'm a pretty cheerful person. Well, maybe not cheerful, but I'm sociable. I like being around people. I'm definitely easy to talk to, and I very easily can find ways to converse with people. It's never been that difficult for me. I don't fucking hold my cigar like this, though. I try to be cheerful, I guess, is the appropriate way of, talking about that first adjective, being cheerful. Self-willed, I mean, I kind of have to be. We all have to be. In order to get up in the morning and do what we got to do, we got to have some amount of self-will. See, there's that vague generalization shit where it's like self-willed. Well, a lot of us don't necessarily have a ton of it in the morning, especially when we get up in the day. But we get out of bed, we go to work, we take care of our families and business at home. So there's a fair amount of self-will going around for most of us in a general sense. So I feel like that another adjective might have been a little bit more poignant, like, determined, driven. Those say a little bit more than there's this self-willed nonsense. I don't know. But anyways, we're going to move to the next one. And I have to point out, I feel like after these first 4 holds, I feel like they were just like trying to figure out like weird ass positions for your hand to be holding your cigar, because I mean, you can only get so creative. I mean, what if I held it like, like in the live long and prosper pose? Is that in there? What would this say about me? That I'm logical? I don't fucking know. Anyway, apparently, like this is the next one. Apparently this means you are elegant and imposing. Oh my god, who came up with these? I really want to know who made this, because like, first of all, it's like kind of like the old newspaper like cartoons and comic strip type drawings, the way they did the hand and the cigar, really old timey looking. And I don't know if like I don't know if this was like something they dug up from like an old periodical or something like that from way back when. I kind of feel like this doesn't seem too elegant to me. It looks kind of clumsy, or even clunky, even like holding my cigar like this. I just like, it's always in between 2 fingers for me. It's always, or like this or something like that. Does anybody hold their cigar like this? Do you feel elegant? I will admit, if I saw somebody holding their cigar like this, I'd probably be like, what are you doing? Maybe there is some kind of like imposing nature to this, but you're borderline palming your cigar, and I wouldn't recommend that because, it's hot on the end. So I don't know. I don't know. Was this a dumb subject? The further I go, the more I just like feel like it's bullshit, then horse shit, and then whatever other kind of shit. But this is like the next hold. Like, this feels weird. Who holds their cigar like this? Not even like in a casual sense have I ever held my cigar like this. Always like this. I did. Apparently, this means you're quiet and decisive. Yeah, I mean, quiet and decisive. I mean, is this another way of saying not approachable? Because I don't know how I'd feel if I saw a person holding their cigar like this, or this. Yeah, I wouldn't want to bother this person because, yeah. Now this feels a little bit more normal. I feel like it's a little bit less clunky and made up and bullshitty or something. I'm just, oh my gosh, this is, if you guys hate this video, I won't blame you one bit. It's okay. It's I'm having fun. Apparently this means you're hard and an egotist. You're egotistical. So again, it's just another way of saying not approachable, but okay. I mean, just all right. This kind of feels a little bit more natural. I mean, I don't know if I've ever held it specifically this way. This is the next hold. By the way, in case that wasn't clear, the next hold. And apparently this means you are practical, and I would understand how practicality would factor into this next description, but it's also very strange that they lumped both of these together, because you see practical, that's good, and then the next word is vengeful. You are a vengeful, practical person if you hold your cigar like this. So apparently you do not take well to being slighted, and you will have your vengeance in a practical way. We're almost done. So we're almost done. It's okay. Just hang in there. Almost done. And then there's this hold, which, I mean, it's similar to other holds like from the beginning, like where, just like finger posing or just okay. But this hold, I don't know if I'm doing it right. I don't have enough cigar really to, I feel like, to properly embody. Okay, so yeah, you're holding your thumb and you got your fingers curled like this, and it doesn't feel super comfortable, at least the way that I'm holding my hand. But it's just, oh, I hit my cigar on my mic stand. But yeah, just like this. And apparently this means you are a loner and an opportunist. That kind of makes me a little bit fearful, because a loner and an opportunist. This sounds like someone who's scheming. Maybe they're scheming, and maybe they're linking up with the one before that, the practical, vengeful person. The loner knows an opportunity when they see one, so they link up. They see the practical, vengeful person, and the loner and opportunist person. They see how they hold their cigars, and they're like, I think we can help each other. Oh my gosh, this is great. I'm actually really enjoying myself with this. The person who put all these together, I honestly believe, person or people, probably more than one person, I think they're full of shit. But it's really entertaining to me. Well, I'm a little concerned about, like, because this is the next one. Like, this is very normal, very kind of casual hold. This is how I most commonly hold my cigar. Like, you'll see me holding it like this, from this angle. Either way, I'm holding my cigar like this. Apparently, this means that I am mistrustful and skeptical. Neither of those traits are ones that I have. Not on average, anyway. Not in typical fashion for me. I'm a fairly trusting person. I mean, obviously, I try to be careful. I try to be wise, discerning, and realize that, okay, maybe there's certain people I shouldn't trust that much, or blah, blah, blah. I'm only skeptical when it comes to certain things. I'm not going to get into that list. It's not a very long one. But, there's certain things I'm skeptical about, but it just depends. I am not an overtly skeptical person. I'm pretty open, actually, to a number of different things. Beliefs, political views and things like that. I'm skeptical of things like UFOs. I tend to be a little skeptical. Do I think there's no such thing as aliens? I mean, I don't know. I kind of would have to see a little bit more of the data, the evidence and stuff like that, because you find a shit ton of stuff online and in other places. I don't know. I've never had an encounter of the third kind, so I don't know. It's just like, maybe aliens. Maybe. I have a fair amount of skepticism regarding that. I think that's natural. I'm fairly skeptical of things that are of a paranormal nature. I'm not necessarily sure if I believe in ghosts. I do believe in spirits. I believe that there are spirits, good and bad, and things like that. I know we're kind of traipsing into semi-religious spiritual territory, but those are just a couple of examples of things I'm skeptical about. For the most part, I'm pretty open. I'm willing to look at things or listen and just kind of like it. I'm a fairly, I don't think that this is bullshit. It's just bullshit. It's bullshit. And finally, we're on the last one here. You hold your cigar like this. Now, I will hold my cigar like this, pretty often, and then kind of folds into this because my fingers get tired. I can't just hold it like this all the time. It kind of just folds into the thumb. And but apparently this one, which I can't imagine anyone holding their cigar like this for long unless they're just kind of like, but like I can't hold my thumb out like that naturally. It automatically just it's like, I'm tired. Can you let me lay down? And this is where I end up. But apparently this particular cigar hold means that you are generous, democratic. I don't know if that I don't know if that means like you are a supporter of democracy or you're a Democrat. It doesn't matter, but I don't know. You are talkative and you are welcoming. Okay. I'm definitely those last two. I'm very talkative. I'm very welcoming. I am somebody who is very approachable. I try to be. I tend to be very pretty easy to converse with. I love talking to people, whether I know you or not. I'm one of those people who I can be pretty gregarious and outgoing in a group of people. There might be certain people I don't necessarily feel like I'm vibing with and that they want to have a conversation. But I can be. I am fairly I can read a room fairly well. I can read a person fairly well. Enough to where I know that maybe they'll want to talk, or at least I'll just kind of throw the lure and see if they take, and if not, then okay, move on to the next person, or I'll just sit there and be quiet. But I am pretty talkative. I'm pretty welcoming. Democratic. I mean, yay democracy. I prefer democracy over any other type of government, because freedom, America. America's not the only free nation, guys. Just remember that. I try to be generous with my time. If I'm able to be generous with my resources, I definitely am generous with my kindness. I really try to make sure that I'm kind to everyone, and that I extend that kindness no matter what. Even if you're being a dick, I will still try to make sure that I'm kind and I'm generous in that I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt, and also just try to make sure that you understand that I'm not gonna give you back that same energy. Anyway, I try to be generous with my time, resources if I can, in other ways and stuff like that. So, yeah, I mean, I guess it kind of applies. I just don't the whole thumb out. My hand's already getting tired. It's more of a lazy version of that. Still don't really quite understand the whole democratic thing. Like, okay, okay, but sure. So conclusions, or just the one conclusion. Okay, so does it matter how you hold your cigar? Honestly, I don't think so. I don't think it matters at all. The only thing that matters is what's comfortable for you, how you are most comfortable holding your cigar. I mean, honestly, I feel like that this and this are really the only two most common and frequent ways people hold a cigar. I might hold it like this periodically depending on what I'm doing or something like that. I don't think it actually matters. I don't think any of the images seen here really actually have any bearing or accuracy or anything like that. They're kind of funny. They were definitely entertaining. I had a good time going through them. But I really don't think it matters how you hold your cigar. As long as you're comfortable, you're enjoying the cigar, and you are relaxed and all of that stuff. I mean, that's really all that matters. I don't think it speaks very much to your personality unless you held it in some sort of psychotic fashion, which I don't even know what that would look like. I mean, holding it like this all the time, or, just maybe you hold it like in between your pinky and your ring finger. Cool. It looks weird, and it's not a very stable way to hold your cigar. Thumb and forefinger, maybe with a little assistance from the middle finger, usually works pretty well. That's how I tend to hold it, or I hold it like this, and it's usually same fingers, just different ways. Same fingers, different ways. None of this. None of this. None of this. No. Those are just weird. But anyways, guys, I don't think I can break any more ground beyond that. I don't think I broke much ground to begin with, but I did have a good time. I hope you did too, and you enjoyed this video. You were entertained by it. I had a lot of fun. So, I hope that translated to you guys as well. But I think that's as far as I can go with this. I hope you guys are doing well. I hope you have a very Merry Christmas, a very happy holiday season, that you're having a good time, that you get everything you asked Santa for. And, I hope it's mostly cigars and whiskey and all of that good stuff. But in any case, thank you guys for joining me. Please stay safe, stay healthy, have a wonderful holiday season, and I will see you guys next time.